This episode of WDW Today is being sponsored by All Star Vacation Homes. And if you're looking for a great deal on somewhere to stay on your next Walt Disney World trip, an All Star Vacation Home is going to give you the best option you can find for the value. I mean, think about it. You're getting a huge house, rooms for everyone, private pool, kitchen, game room, movie room, all those amenities and more with typical All Star Vacation Home. And the best part, the price. You can't go wrong with it. Check it out online right now at www.allstarvacationhomes.com.
Bringing the world to your world, this is Walt Disney World Today. Here are Mike Scopa, Len Testa, Mike Newell, and your host, Matt Hochberg.
It's Friday, January 7th, 2010, and this is episode 822 of WDW Today. I'm Matt Hochberg of StudioCentral.com. Joining me on today's show is Len Testa, co-author of the Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World. Welcome to the show, Len, and good luck to you on your half marathon or marathon you're running in.
Marathon
this weekend. Okay, so I'll be at the studios on Sunday. I look forward to seeing you running by, saying hopefully not the same thing as last time I saw you doing that, which was
I'm dying, man.
Almost died. God, great story. Tell me about it later.
That's right. Almost died. Great story. Yeah, that was around the time people started asking for autographs. It was great. Hey, you mentioned All Star Vacation Homes. We're renting a vacation home for our March trip.
Nice.
It's gonna be awesome.
Awesome.
Do what?
How big of a house?
We're looking at either a 5 or 6 bedroom right now.
You better.
Yeah.
I go for like the 14 one.
14. Because my shoes are going to take up all that.
That's right. You never know who's going to drop by.
Exactly. That's right.
That means Matt's going.
Also joining us on today's show is Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. And Mike,
yes.
For the record, I'm still jealous that you're going on the Disney Dream, which, by the way, we should mention to our listeners, you and Annette will be broadcasting from starting on January 19th.
That's right.
19th and 20th, so there'll be
yeah.
lots of live coverage at www.today.com. But I'm still very jealous and may or may not hate you for a little bit while you get to check that out.
Follow us on Twitter at the WDW Today podcast, and we'll tweet every time we go live, either on that end or the Mouse World Radio Twitter. So it's going to be during work week, Matt, so you can tune in. It's
that's great. I'll be watching you guys having fun while I'm at work.
We'll be like
I think that sounds
feeling
perfect.
hot while Matt's at work.
Great.
We'll be at work too.
That's right. It's really work.
Also joining us on today's show is the fabulous Annette Owens, a manager of customer relations and group services for MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. Welcome to the show, Annette.
Hey guys, I'm so psyched for next week. Just ready.
Thanks for rubbing it in.
Sorry.
But on today's show, we're going to be talking about the anatomy of a discount. And, there's so many different discounts you can get at Walt Disney World. And certainly there's so many different options and solutions out there. And we thought it might be a good idea to kind of dive into what discounts are and how Disney offers them and, what the various ones are. Because, it can get pretty confusing. And let's start with, let's start before even the discount comes on. And Annette, let's start with you. When we're talking about discounts, you got to start with where the starting point, and the starting point is what Disney calls rack rate. So what's a rack rate exactly?
Right, and it's pretty typical in the hotel industry. They have rack rate, which is the suggested price for a hotel room per night. And with Disney, they have a rate that they have for each room night. And as it is now, the weekend rates are higher than your weekday rates.
Okay.
They're more popular, right?
Because there's just more people coming in on the weekends. So supply and demand.
Supply and demand, man.
Absolutely. So you got rack rates. So rack rates is the most you're going to pay for a room, whatever the resort may be. But that's the worst price you're going to get.
The suggested retail price. How's that?
So when there are discounts being available, what does that mean? I mean, is it basically everyone should be getting some sort of a discount? Like those prices, the rack rates are more theoretical, or tell us a little bit about how prevalent discounts really are.
Well, like right now, there's a room discount offer that's out there, valid over certain travel dates. That's available to the general public, so anybody can get that. The percentages off vary from the different categories. The values have a percentage off, the moderates, and then the deluxes.
It's like 20 to 40%, right?
20 to 40%, somewhere in that range. One thing to bear in mind is it's out there, but that doesn't mean that everybody that calls in is going to get that discount. There's a limited number of rooms available at that discount.
Yeah, that's a good point. And there's like you mentioned, there's a general discount, right? There's there's room only discounts, right? Like there's a code for room only discount. There's annual pass discounts, right? I'm trying to think what else.
You have a AAA discount for the room.
Mm-hmm.
That all agents, not just AAA, but all travel agents can book that AAA rate for you. You have a
Florida resident discount, right?
There's typically Florida resident rates that are out there. We do get asked a lot for government employee, senior citizen, some of that. Disney doesn't do that.
What about they have done military discounts in the past, though, right? From time to time.
From time to time.
Yeah. Don't they normally do ticket discounts though for the military?
Well, they have discounts when they go on base and go to get those tickets there already. So that's always available to them.
Yeah.
Len, in your experience, what's been the best types? When I say the best, I mean the discounts that have the greatest discount, if I can define the word with the
best,
same word.
The most money off?
Yeah, the most savings. What's the best kind of discounts that are out there, generally speaking?
Typically, it's the buy 4, get 7 discounts. The things around like the package deals, like the free gift card, the free dining, the kids stay and play free. Generally speaking, depending on how many kids you have and how long you're staying in the resort you're staying at, those are generally within the same range of each other. High 20 something % off to, upper 30 something % off, depending. They're pretty much the same. The interesting thing there is that we think Disney tries to use marketing language to see which offer works better, because they all end up being about the same amount of money for most people. We think it's just that they're promoting different things, like kids stay and play free. Well, that's unless you're going to go out and do the math, like probably Annette does every day, you wouldn't know that maybe the free dining offer works out exactly the same. So maybe or better. So maybe one sounds better to someone, and they jump on that offer instead of doing the math and looking at all the other ones.
Have you noticed, though, the pattern, and I'm sure, the listeners have, these days a lot of the offers have the word free in them. Most of the time the offers will say kids free or free dining, but most of the time, going back to that rack rate, the rooms in those situations are inflated up. The rooms aren't discounted.
Yeah, right.
So you really have to sit down, and when Disney has a special or has a couple of specials, you kind of have to look and play with it to see which is your better offer.
Yeah, that's what we always tell all of our listeners. In fact, we know when free dining is the classic, and people always assume that free dining is the best discount out there. And we always tell people you need to do the math and look at all the discounts that are available and figure out which one is best for you, because what might work for Len might not work for me or Newell or whoever. It's based on everybody's specific details in their party. I wanted to actually ask you guys about, and maybe, I don't know, Annette, maybe this may be something you want to talk about first, room only and the packages. Disney offers room only reservations and packages. What's the difference between the two?
Room only is going to get you a room. You can ask Disney to add tickets onto that. They will be on your room key when you get there. But you can't add a rental car. You can't add air. You don't get the other package components that some people just love having, the discounts off on the recreational, some of the other items. The packages have a few extra things in there. Obviously, those are the ones that they really are really pushing as the package over the room and tickets. Sometimes room and tickets work out better than a package.
Right. And the packages really, so it sounds like packages are mostly there for convenience more than anything.
Oh, exactly.
Okay.
Sometimes, doesn't Disney sometimes throw things like miniature golfing or small, just to make it into a package?
Yeah, they have different little packages, and it depends from year to year what the packages will be. But most of the time, if you're going to use one of the components of the package, it makes more sense to do a package over the room and tickets.
Does it?
Let me ask you this, Annette. It's a word that a lot of our listeners may have heard over the years is something called a PIN code. What's a PIN code?
PIN codes. They are really special if you get them. But typically when you get them, it's not the offer you wanted or for the dates you're going to travel. At least that's what's happened to me. PIN codes are specific to that individual that receives them. And we have noticed a little bit with marketing with Disney that sometimes maybe it's going to an email address, but it's maybe you booked for a family member, so the name and the email aren't matching up. So you might have to fight with Disney a little bit to get it. Or if they mail you a PIN code, maybe I know I had one that actually went to one of my clients in my name. Neither one of us could use it because the two didn't match. So, little weird things that can happen system-wide can cause some problems. But the PIN code is specific for the person that it's sent to. Sometimes it's Disney playing with marketing to see which PIN code gets a better pull.
Which verbiage,
Which verbiage works. But sometimes the PIN codes, they have short in expiration dates. They're trying to get you to go a little sooner. Right now, the PIN codes that we're hearing that are out there going against the Kids Play for Free offer are for the rest of the year. So most of the PIN code offers that are coming out. But you can't pick and choose. If you get a room-only PIN code offer, you can't call in and go, well, my friend got a free dining PIN code offer. I want that offer. It's only what you get.
So this begs the question then, how does one get a PIN code in the first place?
Well, wouldn't that be great if I knew how?
Yeah, really.
It's marketing. Marketing is going at it. Sometimes they're looking at hitting people that traveled during a certain time period. I have actually seen it all go out to some of our groups that have gone where they're marketing to our group because they know, and anybody that's booked into the MEI groups know that everybody lives in North Carolina. That just happens when you go to check in because of the group. So I get everybody's PIN codes, and then we have to mail them out to everybody. But yeah, it all depends on what marketing is what time period they're trying to sell.
Well, and what's been your experience with PIN codes? Have you gotten any?
I've got one in my entire life.
Really?
Were you able to use it?
I did actually use it. It was but the funny thing is I do everything right. I've ordered the video from Disney. I've signed up for every marketing list that they have. I don't know if it's my spam filter that just catches them when I don't get them, but I never get codes from Disney.
I think I've gotten like one or two, but I've always got them through the mail, like snail mail, not email or anything.
Yeah, and we hear that a lot where people are signing up for everything, hoping to get a PIN code, and they can't get them. And then you have somebody that's been to Disney World.
Like once.
Yeah. And they get them every time. So I don't know what.
I figured because Disney knows that I'm coming down anyway.
Yeah.
That they're so I'm not getting a PIN code, but I'm going to stay off site more this year anyway. So it's got to be a fantastic deal for me to stay on site.
Look at you begging for them to send you a PIN code.
I'm just saying. I'm just right.
He's playing in reverse psychology.
I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that exact at all when I said it. But it was that's exactly right. I'm just going to stay on site.
Now, one thing, let's talk about annual pass discounts because a lot of people, we always tell people, well, you probably should get an annual pass. There's lots of great benefits. Besides that, you get, obviously access to the park throughout the year. But one of the chief benefits is an annual pass discount on your room. Tell us a little bit about what the annual pass discount really means, generally speaking, for room discounts.
I think the best example I can give you is for the offer right now, as it stands right now, is the annual pass rate is about $10 cheaper per night at a value resort. I in fact just booked my room and booked it wrong. Actually, I booked under one code and then looked at the annual pass rate and it was $10 cheaper. So it's going to be a little lower. It's not going to be a huge amount lower in some cases. When you're looking at value moderates, you're really going to get your big bang for an annual pass at a deluxe.
Yeah, Len, don't you remember the annual pass discounts being a whole lot better?
Yeah, they used to be they used to be a little bit more substantial for the value and the moderate resorts, around the $20 or $25 a night on average. But at the deluxe resorts is always where they're at, especially the studios, like at Saratoga Springs and at Old Key West. Sometimes you can find fantastic deals, AP deals there, that you can't get anywhere else.
Well said. Okay.
The other kind of discount I think we've talked about this on previous shows. The other kind of discounts that are really good are the AAA discounts sometimes. Mm-hmm. Which are comparable to the annual pass and they don't cost as much. Those are also good things to check out if you're an if you're a AAA member.
Okay, so I guess would we venture if we were going to put the top 5 types of discounts, top 5 discounts in terms of number 1 being the most lucrative discount you can get? Are we saying PIN code is number 1?
I don't know. That's an interesting question. It's either that or buy 4 get 7.
Yeah, that buy 4 get 7. We haven't seen that in a couple of years now.
It was around last year.
It was last year.
Oh, was it last year?
Yeah.
I don't remember it there.
Last January.
Well, let me ask you a question. With it appears that the economy is in the turnaround, especially with the way the parks were so crowded during the holidays, both both coasts. Do you think that we're going to see less of those types of discounts, like the buy 4 get 7?
Yeah, definitely.
That's
And
amazing.
also, I mean, the Disney's management is on record as saying that they're going to start weaning people off of discounts soon. I think if you look at these discounts, we hear that like the discounts that are out now for spring, that's going to be it for the discounts that are available this spring. They're not supposed to be any more. The interesting thing is, and I don't know how you guys are doing on booking these sales, but I've heard that while the discounts are out, not a lot of people are booking them.
We had a big push when the free dining was out, and if everybody will think back to free dining, it covered most of the year, which is not something that Disney's done. And now this Kids Free has specific travel dates throughout the year. Mm-hmm. So I think it is, we're seeing Disney kind of moving away from the last minute discounts to maybe trying to train people like they did with Cruise Line. Book early for your better discounts. Mm-hmm. Even the room only discounts that they had this fall, for January through March, they came out and told you can book by the end of the year and you get this percentage off. But if you wait till January 1st, there'll still be a discount, but you're losing 5% of the discount. So they really are trying to educate the public into, this difference of maybe booking early to get your discount instead of last minute.
Yeah, I wanted to mention, Newell asked about the discounts and lack thereof. And I remember this article in the Orlando Sentinel that it came out, I believe, after I think it was 2009, and they mentioned that in fact Bob Iger, Disney's CEO, mentioned specifically they are trying to dial back the discounts. The article's Disney Chief Executive Bob Iger noted the promotions Disney parks are currently offering, including another buy 4 get 7 hotel night offer at Walt Disney World, are slightly smaller than deals they have offered earlier in the year when the global recession was at the worst. Quote, "We'll be able to continue to dial back over the latter part of 2010, Iger told financial analysts at the UBC Media and Telecommunications Conference in New York." So they are indeed looking to, I mean, I guess in a perfect world, they would have no discounts at all. We'd all be paying rack rates for them. But I guess it's something that, when you look back on the discounts from, I remember in 2008, when the economy was really in the tank, they were throwing out everything they could.
Yeah. And you got to think that too, they use PIN codes a lot to fill time periods when they can't get the bookings up, when they have just a certain period of time they need to do that. So, it might be that we have these broad offers, but then the PIN code offers that get mailed out are more specific using the marketing department.
So let's talk about this then. If we've kind of covered the basics of discounts, what they are, how does one get a discount? I mean, not so much the PIN codes, we kind of talked about, that's kind of like more luck than anything. But I mean, if you're looking to get a discount, where's the best places to figure it out? I mean, who can help you with that? And where do you go if you're looking to get the best discount possible?
That's a great question. So the first thing I would say is if you take a look at if you do a search on the web for historical discounts, you'll see what types of discounts Disney generally offers at given times of the year. So I think Mouse Savers has a historical information on when discounts come out and the types that they're. That's really useful for planning, just to kind of set expectations of what you would get. Then in terms of doing the math, I think that's difficult for a lot of people. I think that's something that you hand off to Annette or Annette's team to do, because they're experienced running the numbers. And my guess is you tell people after a while, after like a day or so, you tell all of your agents, look, here are the situations in which this deal works best. Here are the situations in which this other deal works best. And so people know without having to do the math every single time.
Well, and it would be great if we could do that for every situation, but because there's so many variables, depending on the offers, sometimes it depends on the kids' ages, where they're staying, how many kids, but we all work together as a team to throw that information out. If you compare and say kids free versus the free dining versus the room only discount, we'll have agents that throw that out to each other in our group so that it helps them see that, hey, this worked. This was better. In fact, we've heard that some of the PIN code offers out there are better than kids free and free dining.
Yeah, I mean, full disclosure, MEI and Mouse Travel is a sponsor of this podcast. But that being said, I mean, I really do believe that a good Disney travel agent will help you figure all that stuff out. Like Len just said, it's daunting a task to figure out what's the best deal. And of course, you don't want to double guess yourself. Geez, did I do my math right? Is everything correct? So why not have someone else, do that for you and figure out, what are the different discounts that are out there? Because you guys, Annette, your travel agents, they're, your colleagues, they're all out there on Mouse Savers and the various websites and figuring out seeing what's out there. It's not like they're just sitting out there, trying to get you the worst deal possible. They're trying to get you the best deal possible, right?
No, it makes their day. I mean, it really does. I mean, I've said it before. It's like the Geico commercial where you just saved. We so love to send that. And so that always makes our day. I mean, it's always exciting to see who saves. It's almost like we all compete with each other to see who can save the most, because you want to hear people saving $1,000. That's exciting.
Right. Yeah.
That's exciting, So, but I think something else to throw out there is many times you can't call into the Disney call center and go, I just want the best rate you can give me. They're not going to give you that, So where if you call a travel agent that specializes in Disney and you say that, they're going to work with you to get what you want and the best price. Whereas Disney's not going to, I say this all the time, Disney's not going to call you and go, that trip you booked yesterday, there's now a discount code out today.
No.
This is what you saved. You're never going to get that going direct.
Yeah, let me ask you this then. With if you are looking to book something, what happens if a better discount comes out between when you book and when your trip comes around?
Oh, for us, and I know there's other agencies out there but for us, the first people we're getting are the people that are booked. We want to get you adjusted to the best price for you. So we already know what you've got, your preferences, you're booked. So we're able to go in and give you options because sometimes people want to upgrade. They'll use that discount to upgrade, or they'll take the discount and say, we're going to have a better vacation.
What happens if people do choose to book on their own? Is it still the case that if you want to book on your own, if you have an existing reservation, you have to call Disney, cancel your old reservation, then make a new reservation? Is that still the case?
No, it depends on what you have booked. If you booked a room only reservation and you're going to a package, you will have to cancel that and rebook for a package. If you've got, going room only to a room only discount, they'll just adjust it. Package to package, they'll just adjust it. I will put a disclaimer in here and say, because we have seen some discounts come in kind of late in the game, if you have paid in full and you're within the 45 days, there might be a change fee involved. So then you've got to play the change fee and the discount to see. That doesn't happen that often. That happened more, when the economy was really bad. But that's something to throw out there. Just, make sure there's no change fee when you're making a change.
When's the point of no return for applying a discount? When is your price locked in?
Normally after that 45 days, that's when you've had to pay in full to Disney. Very rarely is Disney going to have a discount that comes out after that. Mm-hmm. But again, you can make some slight changes on that. If you start going down with your prices going down, Disney's going to charge you a change fee.
Now, Len, I know that you missed the old days of American Express being the preferred credit card at Walt Disney World. Because
Don't we all, Matt? Don't we all?
But they used to get some interesting discounts back then for for American Express holders, huh?
That's right. White glove treatment. We used to get 10 or 20% off certain rooms. Used to get certain perks and amenities. It's one day again. When the timing is right, will be the
because it's been replaced, fortunately or unfortunately, with the Disney Visa credit card, which I have one, but I'll be the first one to admit it's not the best credit card in the world in terms of its discounts and rewards and what have you.
The only perk I can see to it is you're getting those reward dollars and the 0% interest on your trip. But right. In the beginning, when it first came out, there were some pretty good discounts that came out with it, but those seem to have gone away.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because now it's like the only discount that I don't even check anymore. You're supposed to be able to log into the website in your account and view whatever offers, but generally it always was like, go see Mary Poppins on Broadway, or
you will go see Mary Poppins on Broadway.
The family will love Mary Poppins
on Broadway.
It's a great movie ride joke there. But basically, I mean, the reason I use it is just so that we have points locked in at Disney. Because when an event comes up, like, Reunion comes up or Star Wars weekends, and we're going to be staying on property, it's a good opportunity to kind of like liquidate our points and get those, as opposed to like, say, if we had them with any other credit card, we might use it for somewhere else. So it's kind of like a way to kind of lock in some points that we know the only place we really can't use it is Walt Disney World. So it's an option, if you're big into credit cards and you want to, look for some way to, get some extra bucks for your next trip. That's some way to get kind of a smaller discount.
Getting back to, American Express. Remember they had the Magic Kingdom Club?
Yeah.
Back in the day?
It was a little bit before my time, but yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember reading about it. I never remember.
Oh, no. So they actually did it the last 2 years. Yeah, where if you own stock or...
I got it through my union at work.
Yeah. I got it from my club.
It was actually a really good club, I thought.
Yeah.
I think that basically covers the basics. Basically. of discounts in general. And any advice, Len, for people who are looking for discounts on their next trip to Walt Disney World? Any guiding words?
I would say, the thing that Annette said at the beginning of the show, that you need to book early, because that seems to be how Disney's doing the discounts. Don't wait until the last minute. The good news is if you do book stuff and something does come out later, and you're using a service like MEI, that they'll find the new discounts for you.
Very good. Don't forget, this episode of WDW Today has been sponsored by All-Star Vacation Homes. And, if you can't find that perfect discount at Walt Disney World, that's okay, because you're going to find a great rate at All-Star Vacation Homes. Lots of different options for you, from small vacation homes to huge vacation homes. We joked at the beginning of the show about that 14-room vacation home. And that's not we were joking about it, but it actually does exist. You can get that. If you've got a huge party come down, if you've got the Hazelton clan, everyone from the entire province of Canada is coming down, no problem. They can handle you.
Okay.
So regardless of how big or small your party is, an All-Star Vacation Home can offer you lots of great options. Check them out at www.allstarvacationhomes.com. Well, that'll do it for us today. If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, you can visit us at www.com. For Len Testa, Mike Scopa, Mike Newell, and the fabulous Annette Owens, I'm Matt Hotchberg. We'll see you on the next show.
Stupid Judy, stupid energy.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio.